do. But
all right. Oh, we are live. Hello, everyone. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber.
I'm Single Sarah.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network. Brought to
wait,
you by...
I'm KC.
I'm about to introduce you.
I just wanted to say that.
It's okay.
It's a thing.
It's okay.
And
Go ahead.
hey, this is good though. I like the unplanned craziness of it all.
Oh, get ready.
Kind of like when you forgot to introduce everybody the other night.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't
you
want to.
completely forgot introductions.
Y'all leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Never.
It doesn't matter who we are.
Apparently not.
We are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee, where I just dropped by and picked up some comic books today. God, it's like, I was happy.
They're like, hey, Lonnie, where you been?
Yeah, I was like really happy they remembered me because like when the holidays hit, and, like the brakes went out on my truck and everything, and I told them, I was like, God, I'm going to come by there and get the books, I swear, because I have a pull box of like $30 a month, and they were just building, and we went down there today, and they had no joke, a stack about that high of books for me, and each of them were like $4 a pop, and I was like, ugh. So I picked up about $40 worth of books, and my little Supergirl book I'm going to get Peter David to sign, and so I was like, okay, we're good. I was like, I'll be back after we get our income taxes back, and I'm just going to wipe it out, and then I'll be caught up again. So anyway, yeah, just drop by to see them, really cool people. But we're here with KC of Chattacon, and we're going to be doing our very first Chattacon this coming weekend, the 19th through the 21st?
19th through the 21st.
And so first off, tell us about Chattacon, because I see, like, they look on the logo here, Chattacon 43. So tell me, this has been going 43 years now?
43 years. This is our 43rd year, and it started a long time ago in a little town called Chattanooga, Tennessee, and some friends that worked at TVA got together, and they said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could like have a party and maybe invite some of these authors that we'd like to talk to and we'd like to meet, and maybe an artist or two, and let's do that. So a lot of them worked for TVA, and it was Martin Luther King weekend, and they were like, let's do it that weekend, because then we can have Monday off and we can recover and it'll be great. And so they did, and that was in the 70s. And here we are today.
Dude, that's crazy, because back in the 70s, like, I mean, comic books, sci-fi stuff like that, like, Star Wars was still a year from release.
Yep.
Comic books
Who knew what that would do?
Right?
Comic books were just beginning to kind of see some collectability in like the mid-70s. And
but what you're talking about is not what Chattacon's all about.
yeah.
Chattacon's about literature. Arthur C. Clarke, Robert Heinlein, Isaac Asimov, Ray Bradbury, all of those
Now see,
are the ones that the founders of Chattacon said, if we had a party, we could invite these people here, and then we could meet them.
that's true, because Peter David doesn't do just comic books.
No.
He has a vast array of literary work all the way to like television.
Novels, yes.
Yeah.
And he's done Star Trek. He's done Doctor Who episodes, and he's done Star Trek episodes and Star Wars episodes, Star Trek episodes. Movies even. He's written for movies. But, yeah, he writes books. And our other guest, Todd McGaffrey, his mom, Anne McGaffrey, back in the day, wrote Dragon Riders of Pern, which is a classic fantasy series that anybody that has been in fandom for any length of time, they used to have a little mini Pernian convention at DragonCon even, where they'd have a little sidebar. All of the programming was about Pern. So Todd is now carrying on his mother's legacy and writing Pernian novels, and I think they're even making a movie, but I don't know about that.
The first awesome girl says, I love that series. I'm not really sure what series she was talking about.
The Dragon Riders of Pern. Yeah.
I was sharing, so I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
My bad.
It was a Dragon Riders of Pern. It's about... it's incredible.
She said,
if you like dragons, if you like Game of Thrones, read Dragon Riders of Pern. It's amazing. And I even have a little shoulder dragons. And you can have shoulder dragons, and there's also dragons that you ride, and you have a mindful connection with your. What? It's amazing. Yeah. Yes.
So it's kind of like Avatar, but with dragons.
A little bit.
Kinda
Kind of
like how
like
they do
Avatar. Kind of like
Yeah.
having the connection there. It is a mental link.
Cool.
Yeah, but there's smaller dragons that ride on your shoulder. and
My
then
mom
there's
got to
other
meet
dragons.
her once at Dragon Con. Oh, cool.
Yes, yes. She frequented Dragon Con early on. It's been years, of course.
That's kind of like what throws me off a little bit, though, because you're tempted. You know, you've got like several cons, like Chattanooga, Farley Con, Dragon Con, and then like Wizard Worlds and stuff. And I'm as bad as anybody. I attempt to group Chattacon in with all of that, and it's really like apples and oranges.
Because you've never been to Chattacon.
I've never been.
Right, yeah.
I'm sure
It's really
once.
a new
We have
experience for
elements
us.
that none of those conventions have. Now, have you ever been to a WorldCon?
I've never really been to anything.
All right. Well, we have an art show. We have an art show that has prints, original art, sculptures,
Oh, cool.
original
I love
jewelry.
art stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, we have an art show.
Y'all stay away.
We have art. We have a dealer's room, which Chattanooga has a dealer's room. All those other conventions have a dealer's room. Ours have book dealers. Book dealers, t-shirt dealers, costume dealers, jewelry dealers, all of those things.
Oh, I'm
Movie,
gonna be in trouble.
Jenga, games. But we have book dealers. And you can go into a convention at Chattacon, go into the dealer's room, buy a couple books by Peter David, then go and meet Peter David and have him sign your books for you. It's that simple.
That's
Yeah, that would be
the best
amazing.
Yeah.
We're actually going to have a one-on-one interview with Peter David at Chattacon at some point, still as yet to be announced. But that's going to be a highlight because I was a major... See, I'm one of those people that is probably like the bane of the like Chattacon goer because everybody's like, oh, I love his novels. I love his, his work here, his work there. And I'm like, I like his Supergirl, That was like, that's how I know
Great,
Peter...
though. Supergirl's great. And we are a mixture. And we call ourselves our mother company, our mother incorporation is actually Chattanooga Speculative Fiction Fans Incorporated. And that is our nonprofit that is the mother of Chattacon. Chattacon is our sole fundraiser. Basically, we throw a big party so everyone can give us money so we can give people money to buy books. And we do that so that underprivileged people or people that have had storm damage to the library when they're remodeling, doing stuff, we give them money so they can purchase books. And we, of course, lean towards the science fiction. And it is not just the classics, not just the Heinleins and the Asimovs and the Bradburys and the Carters and the Zelazny's and all of those that have been around for so long, but the new and up and coming, which Peter David, he's been around for a while, but he is still modern. He is still, a very to date kind of thing.
Yeah.
Living is good too. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Some are not. But we've had a lot of guests at Chattacon that do other things, comic books or TV shows or Tim Zahn, he writes Star Wars books. Well, right now Star Wars is really big. So he didn't write The Last Jedi, but he writes Star Wars books. So he's kind of, in that universe.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone in that universe is getting promoted at Chattacon. So I expect to fully see all kinds of crazy Star Wars stuff.
It's going to be, because I assume, like,
excited.
I personally am not overly familiar with his work, but I'm assuming he does like a lot of the expanded universe novels that they had back in like the 80s and 90s.
Well, I still do those.
Which really is what they've... I mean, granted, Disney's only had Star Wars for a few years now.
Well, Rogue One is kind of in that genre.
Yeah,
So-
and like 99% of the Star Wars stuff out there right now was that expanded universe stuff.
Right.
So-
Well, and the guy that I was on TV with me the other day, he was Night Stalker, Night Hacker, Nightwing. Thank you. He's from the video game. He's not even in a book. He's only in the video games. And we also have the Clone Wars and then the Droid Wars and all of that expansion. So all of that is included. We don't care. We'll take you.
Oh no, you were on the news with Christopher was his name.
Yes.
Yeah, because he actually won one of our Loot Crate contests a few months ago.
He is part of Chattaween.
Yeah.
Which is Chattaween is they're not just Star Wars. They started out kind of mostly as Star Wars, but they're the cosplay group here in Chattanooga. And if you're into costuming, look them up. Chattaween.com. They got a Facebook page too, and they do all their own costume sewing. He sewed the leather and all the stuff on his costume, and I've known those guys for years. They're really great. They're going to be doing a lot of. They have a table next to yours, I believe, at Chattacon, and they're doing programming for costuming and different Star Wars related stuff.
Cool.
They do a lot of good work. Like they've gone to T.C. Thompson Children's Hospital and the Ronald McDonald House and different places to visit children, and they dress up as Star Wars characters or as superheroes, whatever it is that they want to do that day. They do the Lookouts game. Yeah. So they're good people.
All right. Moving on. Whenever we go into Chattacon, what do we expect to see? You walk in. What's there to do?
Well, first of all, you have to register and get your badge because you need a stinking badge.
If you've not already done it.
Well, you got to pick it up. If you haven't registered, you got to pick it up. And that registration opens Friday afternoon. So Friday afternoon, depending on what time you get there, because a lot of people take Friday off. I'll be there from very early on.
Yeah.
And the con suite opens around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Registration opens at 3. So you pick up your badge, and at registration, it's always fun at registration. I like to just sit at registration and see people coming in, because a lot of people will come actually in costume. Mm-hmm. And, you're standing in line, and you're milling around. People are, hey, because it's like a big family. I mean, 42 years, we've been seeing these people every year.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all have very faithful
and
customers,
we have,
so to speak.
Especially with Chattacon local people, and then with LibertyCon local people, because LibertyCon and Chattacon are winter, summer. A lot of the same people do staff. A lot of the same people attend. So we see each other a couple times a year, and it's like, big hugs, and we're all excited to see each other. So registration, you walk in, you get your badge, and then you can go to the con suite, to the art show, to the dealer's room, and we, I think, have some programming starting earlier in the day, but opening ceremonies is at 7 o'clock. So opening ceremonies, the guests give speeches, our chairman says, hi, how are you? Thanks for coming. And then we have a party. We have a little reception where everyone gets to mingle and mix, and this, you can talk to those guests that have just introduced themselves and told you who they were and said, I'm happy to be here. And so that's a little gathering where we all kind of get together, and you actually get to meet those people. And I have always said that the reason you go to conventions is so you can meet those people that you respect and that you love through their work. I mean, back in the day, we used to go because you couldn't find a first edition of a Heinlein, Cat Who Walked Through Walls, except for in the dealer's room of Dragon Con, which I have. You can't find that kind of stuff. Even now you can online find things, but it's still not that, got my hands on that, and oh, look what I found. Kind of excitement when you are in the dealer's room and you're like, and then you're like, oh, that guy's here, and let me go and talk to him, and let me get his... So it's all about the excitement and just getting to meet them. And, Spider Robinson, one of my favorite authors in the world, I remember at a Chattacon sitting on the floor playing guitar. He's playing guitar. We're singing Beatles songs. We're all, it's like 2:30 in the morning, and it was magical. It was magical. It was a magical evening. We're all just sitting around, just enjoying each other's company like we're old friends, So that's what a convention is about. And meeting your old friends who, you maybe don't get to see every year because someone lives in Florida and someone lives in Wisconsin and someone lives in Arizona. But hey, everybody's here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, whenever you go in, I'm assuming there's going to be like a lot of like used booksellers and stuff, maybe?
maybe one or two used booksellers. They'll be in the dealer's room. So
Yeah.
you'll make your way through the crowds and all the excitement to the dealer's room. Costuming, jewelry. That cat got a different color.
Yeah.
It's a different color cat.
Yep.
There's only 2.
Yeah, there's only 2.
There's a black one on there. No, yeah. When you come in, you get your registration. You'll go past all of the tables advertising other conventions and other things, and then to the dealer's room. In the dealer's room, they have books, T-shirts, jewelry, costuming. Really, steampunk is very big at Chattacon.
That has become a thing over the past 5 years or so.
It is, and it's really popular at Chattacon because we used to be an outdoor convention in January. So it's an opportunity that you can wear layers of things and hats and gowns and things that you wouldn't necessarily wear in July.
I was going to ask, what's the cosplay atmosphere there?
A lot of steampunk. I expect this year to have a lot of Star Wars. And this year, because our theme is post-apocalyptic, some makeup related things. I mean, we have people that come to Chattacon that actually work for The Walking Dead. And we have had walkers attend, just zombies themselves attend.
Okay, so cosplay's abundant then.
It is.
Okay.
I'm not going to say, we got people staggering around with makeup on their faces, but no.
Yeah.
If you look at the website, if you'll just look in our con suite, there's usually groups of people, and group costuming is really popular. So you might have the Joker and the Batman and Poison Ivy and, a group of Marvel characters, or Men in Black. There's usually a couple Men in Black people, or, Star Wars. Star Wars, Star Trek. I actually have a little Star Trek outfit I might wear this year.
Hey!
Yeah. And Lord of the Rings is usually pretty popular, so we have some hobbits and some orcs and some
Okay.
things.
Cool.
Jeff and Susan Stringer at Beauty and the Beast in Red Bank. They are long-time supporters, and actually, typically they're one or both of them are judges in our costume contest at this point, because we won't let them compete anymore. Because
So there's a costume contest.
Yes. It's just they are not allowed to compete anymore.
Eric Williams is in the chat. Says this year is a new venue, correct? Question mark.
Correct. We are at the Chattanooga this year, and we are all indoors. The roof covers it all. It's amazing.
I have noticed that the Choo Choo has just kind of been like to everything
Yeah.
over the past year.
They are kind of rebranding themselves, and I
Yeah.
think they're going to be something different for Chattanooga once it's all said and done. But it's something that probably Chattanooga is going to be able to embrace. It's just going to take them some time.
Yeah.
And there's other remodeling going on. The Westin just opened up in here in Chattanooga, and they're new, so we weren't really going there this year. We just found that the Chattanoogan had some stuff to offer, and they are offering special rates for us for the weekend. They are offering special buffets and things, and we have a contest going on actually that they have given us 2 room nights to give away. And we have tickets, and if you purchase food or beverage at the Chattanooga all through the weekend, you give them a ticket, and that's a raffle ticket. So the raffle goes into to the pot, and then Sunday at closing ceremonies, we're going to pull a ticket, and whoever we pull wins 2 free room nights. So basically, your room could be paid for at Chattacon this year. So and they're really nice rooms. It's a really nice hotel, and we just are going to be very careful not to eat it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so y'all got anything?
Actually, no.
Oh, come
So-
on.
I mean, we
Chatty before.
I know, but then Lonnie asked every question we were talking about, and then so now it's like I don't know.
Now, I saw.
He's good about that.
I was actually doing a little bit of research on Chattacon because
Really?
I wasn't. Yeah, a little bit because I had no clue. We've never been.
Yeah.
And
It'll
I
be
saw
your favorite convention after this.
there was actually like 3 years ago, I saw an article where a man had actually attended all 40.
Mike is still with us. Oh
Okay.
yeah, Mike is still with us. You'll see him. He's on. Some of the TV people like to show him because he wears all orange. Mike is the orange fan. He's actually from Wisconsin, but he was
that's
here
hilarious.
at the first Chattacon, and now his wife comes and his daughter comes. Let's see, his daughter's maybe 21 now. Oh my God, if Mike's daughter's gonna be able to drink.
That's funny.
Wow. Yeah, because I've known her since she was born. There are a very small handful of people that are, and I think Mike's the only one that's been to every one. I didn't start attending until Chattacon 10, just because I was from Wisconsin and didn't move here until then. But I have attended every Chattacon since, and I have been on the board for 31 years now, so.
Wow.
And that was going to be my next question: is how long you had been apart?
Not since the first one, but
Okay, we have a question in the chat. What are some of the highlights to look forward to for new attendees?
Okay, for new attendees, the dealer's room is pretty spectacular. It's pretty spectacular because you find things there you can't find other places. The art show, we have both original art and prints that are very reasonably priced, so that you can take something home with you. What I was really fascinated with, and this is because I've been going to conventions since I was a child, but when I was first going to conventions by myself, it was actually going to a panel and talking with people and making a connection while we were talking about something that I enjoyed talking about. Whether it be a game, I gamed a lot then. That's what I started Chattacon. I was a gaming director. So if you're in a panel and somebody's talking about something, and then someone in the audience says something, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's what I do too. And then someone on the panel says, well, have you ever tried doing this? And then afterwards, after that panel, and you go out into the hallway and you're like, let's go to the con suite. Let's go get a Coke and a sandwich and see what, talk some more about this. And you do, and then you're sitting there and you're talking, and you're maybe, talking about a game or you're playing a game, and someone else comes up and they sit down and they're sitting there and they're like, well, hey, where are you from? And how long have you been coming? And they start talking about how they do things. And from there, that might be Friday or Saturday morning, and now you've got someone to hang out with all weekend long, and Sunday you hug them goodbye and you're going to miss them, and you get their phone number or their email and their Facebook page, and you're all friends on Facebook, and now you've got a new best friend.
Yes,
you've got
it.
somebody that you're connected to. I've got people that I've connected to at Chattacon. My first Chattacon was the 11th Chattacon, and I won't do the math for you, but it's a long time ago. But I met people at that Chattacon that are still very dear friends of mine, and that I've talked to daily or weekly, that are my people now in Chattanooga, my tribe here in Chattanooga.
Aww.
Any child or any teenager or any first-time con goer that feels like out there in the world they're a little lost, that they want to go home and watch Orville, and they want to spend every weekend binge watching Game of Thrones or The Travelers or something that's coming up, and can't wait for the new Supergirl episode. There are people out there. We're out there. Come see us, because we're there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll hug you. We'll bring you in. We'll sit there and watch Supergirl with you.
It says, if you could give 5 tips for new attendees, what would you suggest?
Ooh.
That's a good
That
question.
is a
That's
loaded
a really
question.
good
That's a really loaded
question.
question. That is a good question. Okay.
Because I'm curious about that myself.
The first tip is don't miss out on the art show in the dealer's room. Because sometimes you get a little overwhelmed and you're like, I didn't even make it to the art show. Don't do that. Go. Because there's some beautiful things there. And the dealer's room. Because even if you just walk around and look and see, it gives you so many ideas. You've got costuming, you've got jewelry, you've got all this other stuff. So don't miss out on doing those things. Go to a panel.
Okay.
Some panel. Any panel. go and experience that, because again, it can get a little overwhelming. I don't get to go to a lot of panels at Chattacon because I'm just real busy.
Yeah.
And so I try to make time to go to at least one or two that I know my friends are going to be on. Go to the con suite and just sit down and put out a puzzle, put out a poster, put out something. Just if you want to, you just want to sit there for a little while. Just do.
That's what I read about, that you can go and play board games and all that.
There will be board games.
Yeah.
We in the con suite. There's a lot of. We used to have a very big space for our con suite, so you could play checkers, you could play chess, you could play backgammon. There's a chess tournament as well. You could play all those board games, play cards. We have cards tournaments, but sometimes we'll even have role-playing games going on in the con suite, or we'll have ogre going on, or some sort of miniature game, or something going on. There's displays, and I'm not sure where they are at this year, but Boffer battles, so they're out there sword fighting and doing all kinds of things. How many are we up to? 4? 3 or 4?
I don't know. You're on a roll, though.
Go to a room party. How old is this person?
I don't know.
Okay, so go to a room party, because the room parties are fabulous, and that's when you get to sit down and talk. And if you're sitting in a room party and you've got a cocktail, and you've got a cocktail wiener in your hand, and you're sitting there munching on some cheese, and Peter David sits down next to you, and you're like, you're Peter David.
You might actually talk Lonnie into going to a room party with that scenario.
That happens. I mean, that happens. You're sitting there and you're just enjoying yourself and having a little.
He said he was of age, LOL.
Thank you. Then you should definitely go to the con suite. And the room parties, because that's the environment. You know, I can't tell you how many conventions I've been at, and I've been in an elevator, and someone walked on the elevator. Neil Gaiman, I met in an elevator, and I was like, ha, you're Neil Gaiman. And kind of fangirled out on him a little bit, but held myself together, because then I was going to a panel and someone passed out, so I was like, at least I didn't pass out. Yeah, meet. Go. Don't feel at all intimidated. That's what they're there for. They like to meet people. They want to meet people. Go and dress up. Dress up. Dress up as something. I have a Chewbacca onesie that I got at Walmart. I know. I know.
Sarah loves that.
I know. I was like, I could wear that at Chattacon. Or, my little Star Trek outfit. It's old school Star Trek, and I might just put that on. You never know. Dress up. Do your hair.
It's great.
Not that it's obviously a guy, but dress up. Wear a costume. When you wear a costume, get into that character. My first Chattacon, I wore a little silver outfit because I was my D&D character. And then I was Columbia from my Rocky Horror Picture Show. For years, I wore a gold top hat. They were like, yeah, find KC. She's got the gold top hat on. Make it a signature. Do something crazy.
Well, I guess I may be doing Negan this weekend then.
Okay.
Probably. So I wasn't actually planning on
Oh,
dressing
yeah,
up, but
sure.
He wasn't planning on it, but I was going to plan to talk him into it anyway.
Negan's
So
easy. As long as you
Yeah,
get a
go
good
ahead.
Lucille.
he's got a wonderful Lucille over there in the corner.
well, see, I wasn't. I didn't know if Chattacon was a cosplay con. I didn't know the atmosphere. I didn't know.
And I mean,
And
That's
we
why
already
we're here.
have
it
our
was
cosplayer
based
there.
on a comic book, which is in some sort of its literature. It's writing, it's reading, it's getting kids to open a book. It's getting them to bring their imagination into it. It's a little more graphic, I guess, than back in the day when you had to imagine those little shoulder dragons and space travel and things like that. But it's not all about just space travel anymore. Or dragons, or
everything.
steampunk,
Yeah, it's
or
everything.
vampires and werewolves and zombies. It's all of that. It's Mad Max, and it's zombie apocalypse, and it's just everything that's not what we do every day. And it might even be part of that, depending on what you do every day.
Right?
Because we do have a science thing, too, which, science fiction has brought on a lot of scientific discoveries. I mean, it's a well-known fact. Robert Heinlein invented the waterbed. So, that's a part of everyday life.
That's what I'm wanting to do is I'm wondering if I'll be able, and this is a book that I used to have a long time ago, and then I don't know what happened to it, but I want to like see about going to Chattacon and maybe getting a copy of Red Planet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, will there be a copy there for me?
If there is not a copy there for you, I bet there's somebody that can get a copy for you.
There you go.
There you go.
So it's always good to make connections. And the connections you make at Chattacon are connections that, I mean, for me at least, they've been lifelong. I've known people at Chattacon longer than half my life. More than a long time. And they're good friends of mine. They're good friends I talk to every day, or at least once a week or so. And we talk about things like that. Have you seen the new episode of Orville? It's great! Can you believe what he's doing with that right now?
I was about to answer the question.
Hilarious.
Well, I'm waiting for the new season. But, you know, and the new Star Wars episode, everyone, oh, have you seen it? I haven't seen it yet. Don't say anything. I haven't seen it yet. You know, and it's just that kind of thing where you're Facebook friends, and, you know, there's a group that I'm a member of. It's called Con Friends. I mean, we all go to cons, and we all go to the same cons, and we've known each other for years. And that's the family we choose. And a good friend of mine says, you know, when he's playing on stage, that conventions are the family that we choose. So, you know, we do these things because back in the day when we thought we were crazy and we didn't know anything about the world, and we'd sit at recess and read a book, and we'd not go play after school, we'd go to the library, you know. At some point, we found these conventions. And yeah, they're a lot of fun. And they get a little crazy sometimes. But what it's all about at the end of the day is that you've met your group of people. That if I'm getting a little crazy, she's going to make sure I'm okay.
Yeah, that's usually how that goes.
Alright, maybe that's not a good example. But, you know, I mean, and children that I've seen born into fandom. And, you know, from when they were young children, if they were doing something they shouldn't do and their parents weren't around, hey, straighten up. And now they're helping to run the convention. And it's all about the family you choose.
That's great.
How easy, I'm assuming, what's the layout of the game room? I'm assuming there's tables
That's a
everywhere.
similar question in the chat. It says, how has your square footage been affected by venue change, like for con suite or robot battles, etc.?
Robot battles? What?
Well,
What?
at this point, robot battles, because of the venue, we don't think we're going to be able to have robot battles this year. And
Oh,
that
sounds
was a
awesome.
hard decision, and it was just, we tried a lot of different scenarios, and because of the space, and if we had known it was going to be 60 degrees, maybe we could have made that work. But, and Robot Battles has been a part of Chattacon for many years, and so it's heartbreaking that we're not going to be able to do that this year. We will still have the cookie and milk party in the
What
concert.
is that?
Bring cookies. We have a cookie party. As far as gaming goes, we still have good space. We have several smaller rooms, so it's kind of a little more compartmentalized. Con Suite has a large space and another indoor large space, and then some outdoor areas, which will be good during the day. We are going to have a dance. We are going to have a masquerade. We are going to have a lot of panels. And the hotel is beautiful. The hotel is great. And they have done a lot of really creative things to give us what we need. So I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be good. We don't have track 29, and everyone's going to miss track 29. But
Are they doing away completely with track 29?
it's already demolished.
Oh,
It's gone.
I didn't know
Oh my
that.
It is no more.
Oh my gosh. I was wondering if it was gone or not.
Yeah,
That
it's
answers
to the
my
ground.
question.
There's already pipes coming up. Yeah, it's gone. So yeah, we'll miss that for sure. Because
One
we've had
music video
it
we
for
had.
so long.
I know.
Stay
Still
tuned.
have the
Stay tuned.
Revelry
And the
room.
Revelry room is nice,
I like
but
it. Yeah.
stay tuned. There's more to come there.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard there's some kind of place that's opening up in the next few weeks.
Is it the Signal?
Uh,
Something like that. That's where
but
the
they've
Mummies,
already got a handful.
the
of
Mummies
really,
are playing on St. Patrick's Day. I've already got tickets.
Yeah, there we go. Because they were talking about it on Alt 98.7.
I think it's
Like I
maybe
started
Signal.
listening to them
What is it?
heavy. It's a new venue in Chattanooga that's opening up like next month, I think.
Where
And
you at?
I
Southside.
can't remember. I'd have to look it up.
Southside.
Oh, okay.
It's I don't know exactly where it is either, but yeah, it's gonna be good. The Mummies are playing there. Here Come the Mummies, March 17th. Except the Molly McGuires are playing at the Honest Pine, so go see the Molly McGuires and then go see the Mummies at the Honest or at the Signal, I think is what.
I've never seen Here From the Mummies, but I hear a lot about
Yeah,
They
I heard a
are
lot of good stuff
amazing.
about them.
Molly McGuires are amazing too, and they're a local band. Good friends of mine.
Well, I do actually want
Sounds
to take this
good.
opportunity to let everybody know about our Nintendo Switch giveaway that we're doing. If you subscribe to our channel and then enter at the contest link down in the video description, you'll be able to win a Nintendo Switch that we're going to be giving away to one of our lucky 1,000 first subscribers. So, and also we've got a deal where if you come and subscribe and meet us in person at Chattacon next weekend, you will get 2 entries instead of 1. So if you make the effort to come out and see us, you're going to get double entries. So that's going to be a perk for coming to see us at our table.
That's awesome.
If we have nothing else going on, I don't know.
And I mean, if you come into the Chattanooga, the lobby area and all that is right there, and you can actually kind of see the tables that are there for the other events that are going on. You can't, without a badge, you can't go in the dealer's room or the con suite or any of the panels, but you can come and see what's going on. So if you're like, I don't know if I'm ready to pay $60 for a weekend of this craziness, come down, hang out in the lobby, look around, meet some people, talk to some people, and say, then, oh my God, I have to be here this weekend. I've got to get a room. I'm gonna go get my costume and stuff. I'm gonna go get my game and stuff. This is my home for the weekend, because that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be awesome.
There's gonna be signs over there everywhere, right? Because I'll probably be texting her, "Hey,
I'm
how
lost.
do I find you?"
Right.
We have signage. We have lots of signage, yes, because it is a new venue for us and all of our people. It's a lot easier to navigate. I mean, the choo-choo, you could be lost for a couple of days there and not really know where you were. This is not that, and it's all under one roof, and it's kind of a loop. So I think once you do it a couple times, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's right down here, or that's right over here. So, and there's gonna be mappage and a program book thing, and
Do certain things like stop at? I know there's programs, but like during the day, like the table. Is there a certain time where all the tables and stuff like that? Or is there a certain time when that ends and then all
dealer's
this other
room
stuff
closes at I think 7 o'clock. And I don't know the
goes on? So
exact times this year.
Is that the room?
But-
Oh, so our table is going to fall under dealer room hours?
Nope.
Oh.
If you want to sit there until 2 o'clock in the morning,
Ooh.
more power to you, buddy.
So we can like set our own.
Yeah, those tables are out in the open, so you can do whatever you want to do. But the dealer's room has
So-
set hours. The art show has set hours.
Okay.
The con suite's open 24/3. So from Friday afternoon all the way through Sunday afternoon, con suite is open. You can go there. You can hang out. You can't crash. No sleeping in the con suite.
Yeah, we may need to like get with you after the interview and find out what peak times are, and then we'll go maybe see some programming and maybe take part in some of that.
Sure. And that's the thing. I mean, you can leave one person at the table. I do tables myself sometimes, so I have to leave it and just leave some stuff out. And then, because I want to go do programming at other conventions. That's why I go to other conventions. So, yeah, if you just hang out there and there's traffic coming and going at the table, and the dealer's room, the art show, the programming, all that's pretty much during the day. And then about 9, 10 o'clock at night, that's when the dance starts and the masquerade starts and the room parties start and the things that are kind of after hours and not necessarily. I mean,
Yeah.
we have live bands.
Yeah, they weren't to know bands or fire dancers this year.
I'm not certain about the fire dancers because the hotel was scared. I know. I know we are having the Vamp City Vixens and I'm not certain about live bands. And again, I'm sorry because the program has just gone up on the website. So go to chattacon.org and the programming will be up there. I know that there is a burlesque show and there are some other live shows, but we kind of had to scale back a little bit, you know. The choo-choo almost freaked out when we had the Tesla coils. So you're putting lightning inside our building? Well, yeah, you said it was okay. Okay. Just because you don't know what a Tesla coil is doesn't mean we're not going to do it. So yeah, I'm not sure who, and I'm sorry, I haven't been able to take the time to read the programming schedule. I've been kind of working on my own schedules. So go to the chattacon.org website and the programming schedule is there. We also have Facebook pages for the gaming groups. We also have programming Facebook pages, and I think there's just the basic chattacon.org or Chattacon Facebook page. That's Chattacon. That gives you a little idea of the guests, and there's different content. We have a contest right now that we have billboards up in the Chattanooga area, and if you can take a picture of yourself with the billboard and post it to our Facebook page, you win a free T-shirt. So be safe. Don't do anything crazy, but the billboards are up.
Don't be climbing any ladders or anything.
Yeah, don't go like, we also have a contest that during the convention, did I mention this earlier, that if you...
The tickets.
You might want to mention
tickets,
it again, though.
Yeah, let's do that again.
Before we were on air. If you eat or drink at the hotel, you're given a ticket, and the ticket goes to the hotel, and that enters you into a raffle. That raffle, then, at closing ceremonies, we're going to pull the name of someone that has given a ticket. More times you eat in the hotel, more times you get entered in the contest, and whomever gets pulled wins 2 room nights. So
that's pretty sweet. That's
that's awesome.
Like even at that's minimum. Even at like con rate, it's like a $300 value.
That's about a $300 value.
Yeah.
Con rate with taxes and parking is about $150.
Yeah.
Which is a good deal at the Chattanoogan.
Oh yeah, that's a nice hotel.
It's a very nice hotel, and they're going to be very good to us because they're afraid of us.
That's funny. Oh my god.
So I know we're gonna be getting tables and stuff like that. Are we allowed to bring like any food in, like snacks?
Oh
Just
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a sandwich in my room.
Yeah, I was gonna say, cause like a staple for Untitled Nerd Networks, we always have a cooler of deli meat and drinks right there at our table.
Yep.
Yeah, we can have something to eat.
Certainly, and for any convention goer, whatever happens in your room is between you and the hotel, and they're not gonna come say, "Hey, you got some Oscar Mayer up in here?" No. Do what you want to with that. And we do provide in our consuite refreshments. We are limited this year as to what we can provide, but rest assured, Southern Hospitality will be there at Chattacon. I mean, we will have things that the hotel is deemed that we can provide. So, and beverages and cookies. Snacks.
So for your, I think we pay right now, 3-day ticket to the show is $60.
Yes.
It's pretty good. You get to go in, you get to see your, like Peter David's going to be there. We're going to have a lot of authors. We're going to have a lot of, our guest of honor is Peter David, author. Our second guest of honor is Todd McGaffrey, Anne McGaffrey's son, who continues with the Dragon Rider series. Sam Flagel is our artist guest. If you want to go to the website, you can pre-order a T-shirt. There's a discount. And Michael Blecek, who is demonstrating his new game system. Those are our guests. Wendy Webb is our Toastmaster. We also have several other attending. So you never know who you might run into in the hallway or the elevator or at a room party. You have any info on this game system you're talking about?
It's really fun.
It's really fun.
It's really fun.
Alright, it says, are there plans to stick with the Chattanooga for the foreseeable future or potentially get another venue next year? Oh.
Well, that was a hot button
Okay.
question.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
let's just get through this year. Because, I mean, they have other space that we would like to use because we kind of scaled back a little bit this year. We're not using their big ballroom. We're using kind of one wing, whereas we could use, they have other space. And they're a really nice hotel. But we have other options. Yes. Can't really discuss other options this year. The Reed House is going under a remodel. Again,
Yeah.
the Westin is brand new, so they were like, come on, Pop! The Marriott Trade Center, I don't know. We sometimes talk to them. So it's kind of, right now, we're in a transition. We knew we had to get away from the choo-choo. We knew we had to be back under one roof again.
Was the choo-choo, is that where the con was the whole time?
Oh, no.
Okay,
no,
see,
no.
I'm not familiar with the
Oh,
history.
no. We've, I think, initially they started at the Sheraton, which is now the Doubletree, moved to the Clarion, or maybe the Sheraton changed to the Clarion. We were at the Reed House for a very long time, and a lot of us feel like the Reed House is our home because we were there for a very long time, and we were they loved us there, and we had a great time there, and we've got a lot of history at the Reed House. The nuclear scare was at the Reed House.
Tell us about that. Because you mentioned it in passing before the show, and I really want to hear the story.
Can't really tell you, I'd have to kill you, but it was a mistake on part of some of Chattanooga's finest, and a security, or maybe a little overzealous security guard in the parking garage next door. And if you take a Geiger counter into a parking garage that's made of concrete and rebar, you're gonna get a little reaction. And so if that happens, and you might happen to have what was actually a costume prop that might have had some nuclear warning stickers on it, that would just so happen to be kind of abandoned in a parking garage.
Oh my gosh.
It could maybe. And if George Bush had been in town earlier that week.
Oh, that's really nice. How about it?
Yeah. It was a very,
Oh my
very
God.
strange set of circumstances.
It was a perfect storm, obviously. Oh my God.
It was
It sounds
a
kind of
storm.
like
It was a storm.
it sounds a little bit like in Boston back in what was it, 04, 03, whenever the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie was coming out. They put those little
Stickers.
light up LED boxes up on the power poles and stuff of the little moon men. It was like a little computer dude flipping the bird, and they freaked out thinking they were bombs and spent like $150,000 cleaning up all of the little light up boxes, and come to find out they were
Jesus.
advertisements for a movie.
Right.
We were on
That's
McNeil
crazy.
there. Yeah. I remember very distinctly a very large crane with a very large concrete box from the parking garage near the Reed House. And a lot of people in hazmat outfits.
Oh,
gosh.
so it got real.
Wow.
It totally got real.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Shut down several streets in downtown Chattanooga. I was very upset because I had to go get prizes because I was running games. And I was like, I gotta get to the freaking post office to get my prizes. So yeah, it was an event. Look it up.
wow.
Chattacon
Yeah.
history.
We may just have to share that little article on the Facebook page later if I can find it.
All right.
Yeah.
Chattanooga nuclear scare.
And to this day in our program book, I believe still there is a section that says Chattacon is a nuclear-free zone.
You have a program book.
Yes, we have a program book. We are a literary organization, and in our program book, we actually do publish one or two, usually short stories. And in that, we have bios of all of our guests, rules, regulations, things that you should know.
These provided free to every guest.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That's
And
my next question.
Yay.
the art is art by our artist guest of honor, and there's a little
Uh-oh.
bio in there, and there's typically a blank page where you can write down things, get autographs. It's a souvenir, basically. If you take this to the Peter David's table, get it signed by Peter David's picture. You take it to Todd's table.
Oh, that's cool. That's really
and
neat.
so you have something that you can take home with you. We also have a little pocket program where you put in your pocket, and we I don't know if we are doing the online thing at this point. So I know you can access our program through the chattacon.org website. So
Okay.
It says, last question for me, and most important, is 3 a.m. Taco Bar still on for this
You should have even asked that.
year?
you know who is this?
Eric Williams?
Oh, Eric. Oh. You know, I was
He's
so
the one who's
sad.
been asking all the
I
questions.
was so
He's had good
sad.
questions.
He's had
They've
very,
been very
good
good
questions,
questions.
but
Some hard
he
questions.
asked,
He's
but-
not a first-time con goer. But unfortunately, due to the restrictions, unless we can figure out a way to do it cold, there
We
will
don't
be
want cold
no,
tacos.
There will be no
yeah,
taco
that sounds
bar.
kind of rough.
There will be no taco bar. We'll probably do a sandwich bar or something. We'll do something because when we
Yeah, there's going to be food there. Maybe not tacos like you may be accustomed to, but there will be food. There will be drink. Sounds like my kind of place. Like,
It really does,
like
doesn't it?
I'm beginning to wonder, should we even bring our food?
yes, you should.
Because, huh?
You should only because not all
There's
the
going
time.
to be a lot of people there.
Not all the time are you going to be able to get away.
Yeah, that's true,
And I'm
too.
just saying, yes, we will provide
That's true.
every bit that we can. For
Okay.
you, but and if 3 of you are going to be manning your table at one point, somebody's going to be able to go and get a sandwich.
Yes, we there's always 1 or 2 people. I don't like leaving just one person.
Well, I mean, it's
There
something
on
because we'll have someone else with us. We're going to have Clockwork Clinic there.
Yeah.
She's our UNN cosplayer locally, and she'll be there with us.
And as a con goer, I always encourage because sometimes you get back to your room, you've been out, you've been at some room parties, and you just really need to have a little something on your tummy. So having sandwiches in the room to me is just con.
That we
Stand.
can't leave Sarah at the table by herself because the men will just swarm.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, okay.
Single Sarah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can see that.
okay.
Well, then you can sell them a membership and a thing to that other thing.
I think to the other thing, yes.
To that other thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
We won't promote
We'll
it
do
right
that
now.
next year, but she's probably going to hook up before then. So. But I'm
Oh,
single
I've been
too.
single 4 years, so.
We'll do Win a Date with KC next year.
Yeah. One date with KC, one date with single Sarah. We're just all the way around. The Untitled Dating Network. That's the spinoff.
That is the spin
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, once
have
we
to
hit
have
it
the
big
green
here,
screen.
we're gonna move on to dating, and we'll probably open a comic book store and take dates to a comic book store. So it'll all work together.
That's happened before, actually.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I would not complain.
I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think if you come to Chattacon, if you've never been to a local convention before, you will be pleased. You will be happy that you have found Chattacon.
I'll say I'm actually pumped up a lot more than I was before this interview because I didn't know anything about this.
That's what I'm here for.
And yeah, I mean, I didn't know anything about it. Now you're telling me a lot of stuff that I really wanted to hear, and I'm like, "Phew, let's go. Let's start
we were
tomorrow."
flipping through the programs. We were like, ooh,
I
can
know.
do
I
that
was
one
like,
and
let's
that
try
one.
to go this one and this one.
That's what you should do because that's what's there. And there may only be 4 people at that event, that program, because somebody else, there might be something else going on. If there's only 4 people there, those are your new 4 best friends. You're going to know those people. You're going to know those people and know them throughout the whole rest of the weekend. And the people that are on the panel. That could be somebody famous. That could be somebody local. That could be somebody from Atlanta. That could be me. Who knew?
Like, I wonder, like after we close our table Saturday night, I wonder how hard it would be to start up like a impromptu game of Cards Against Humanity in the game room.
That would not be hard at all.
Yes,
That doesn't
you say.
sound like it,
wouldn't
yeah.
be hard at all.
It'd be better to
You
do
don't
it in the
have one,
con
do
suite.
you?
Yeah.
You don't
No,
have
but
one.
Amber gets paid Friday.
And it'd be probably good at the
It's
Dead Dog
Friday.
Party too, because that's happened.
That would be
Oh.
interesting.
Well, all right, we have actually been going for about an hour now, so
Yeah, we need to kind of wrap.
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Remember, Chattacon, January 19th through 21st. We're gonna be there probably about the time registration starts Friday, and we'll be there through the typical business hours all the way through the end of show Sunday. A lot of stuff going on, ton of stuff going on. So Make sure you drop by and
Check
see
us
us.
out.
Remember that Nintendo Switch giveaway. We'll probably be anything else?
I think that's probably it.
Chattacon.org.
Yep.
Yeah, Chattacon.org.
Check
Check
that
it out.
for
We'll have to put that
programming.
down in the video description. Check it out along with all of our other links. All the neat stuff we got going on. And win that Switch giveaway. We'll be there all weekend. And
I think that's it.
final thoughts, anyway? What
See
we
you
learned
there.
today?
Yep, that's just I see y'all there.
We good? All right. Everybody have a good rest of the night. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber.
I'm single Sarah.
And I'm KC.
Give you a chance this time.
Thanks for coming on.
And we're Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. This has been our 2018 Chattacon 43 preview show. Thanks for watching. We'll see everybody next weekend.